Breveter was like the closest shot at replacing that sort of band, but you know, Breveter.
But that also took like the whole idea of like personal animosities being contained within a band, like just over the edge enough so like it couldn't continue.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like Instruction played 11-minute shows and would insult all the bands they were playing with. They'd insult you personally before and after the show and during it. They would keep tabs on how many shows of theirs you attended. Like, they were...
Wait, what show? It was the last Instruction show. Dave, at the last Instruction show, did personally call out Enoch for not attending the last Instruction show. And
I'd like to talk about failure.
Oh, let's talk about failure.
I've made a couple of short videos. Okay. That I think are good. Like, I like them. They're fun to do. I think they're like well received by the public. They've won some awards. They have. And
I'm gonna take this wig off.
Yeah, do what you feel.
Since it's something I like to do, I like to make these videos. You know, I try to do it often. And the problem is that usually it fails, and it always fails in a heartbreaking way that will make me question my core questions about who I am. And some of the projects don't get off the floor very much at all. Like, my crew and I were working on a TV show that's going to be 5-minute episodes. It's called Me and Morgamadam. It was about a fundamentalist Mormon and his like monster puppet friend, and they went around doing God's bidding. It was based on the book Under the Banner of Heaven by John Krakauer. Really great show. We'd written like 7 episodes. It was for a very small scale. We seemed like we could do it. Really excited about it. We were gonna work with some people we hadn't worked with before, and we were getting set to do it. And we commissioned a puppet to be made, and the puppet was never made, and it took long enough to be really dispiriting. So there's projects like that. But then there's also projects where you get far enough to actually start filming stuff. And that's the biggest cock tease of them all, because you get in there and you're like, this isn't like those other times where like nothing happened. Like, we have stuff to show for it. This is great. And I have 2 clips I'd like to show you of things that never got off the ground. The first one is from an untitled political assassination thriller that we tried to film last summer. And in this scene, you'll see the main character, W.V. Hermank, who is a kind of C-rate local news editorialist in the vein of like Dan DiNicola. It was actually very closely based on Dan DiNicola. We shot a montage of his editorials, and I'd like to show them for you right now. Do I want to watch the tapes?
Hey, listen. Nobody understands today's kids like I do. Nobody. Diabetes can only be slayed with the silver bullet of federally mandated dietary restrictions. Sorry, one. Camera 1. I know, I'm going to turn my head. Oh. We're rolling. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional.
It's your ass, professional.
We're going to meet a clown who teaches local nursing home residents how to hip-hop dance. Just try and argue with me. You can't. Just try and argue with it. You can't. You can't argue with it. Just try to argue with me. You can't. Just try and argue with that. You can't.
So I think the downfall of this particular one was kind of like overreaching goals. Like, we tried to use too many people, and you know, I never blame the people, because it's a really hard thing to get people to show up for, because they're not getting anything out of it. They're not actors. They don't want to look like a fool, which they end up looking like a fool. Like, it's a lot of like personal concessions people have to make, and you can't count on people to do that. Like, that kind of sucks. So, case like that, like, it sucks. It was a really funny story, but it didn't happen. And I think I got okayed to say this, but we had another movie that we've been working on for the past couple months. It's really shaping up to be something, but that also has failed now. So,
could you actually? Mr. Keegan has been working on a film about talk show hosts.
You want to watch a clip?
Yeah, let's watch a clip.
I bet Jimmy Wall, dead or alive, would have performed his husbandly duties better than my glorious son-in-law.
Stop it. It's killing me, Veronica. It's killing me that it's killing you.
It's none of your business.
None of my business? What am I doing? Living with you? I've been here for a year. This is the kind of respect I get? He's a loser. He's never going to be Spider Jim. He's never going to make it to Hollywood or whatever kind of other ridiculous ideas you have about him. I have loved Baron Von Dagger since I was 15 years old. Since I was 15 years old! Since the first time I saw him on the TV screen! And I love the creepy crawly cavern. And I love Spider Jim. And I love all the creepers out there.
Ring. Ring. Yeah, it looks really great. It's a shame.
The way that Donna was really able to maybe. I don't know what she harbors inside her that allows her to cry so often on command.
It just sucks. It sucks that, that's not a 15-minute thing.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it to you right now to show you. We had a soundtrack done that was really great, but the soundtrack's actually going to get salvaged. And
Tell us who's doing the soundtrack.
The Jam Boys.
Who's got the birdie? Who's got the birdie?
They're working on some really great stuff. And that'll see the light of day. That is going to be used in our next feature, which we're in meetings about now, which will get done come hell or high water. Talk show.
Oh yeah, well, so you're doing a film about old horror talk show hosts who are on late night television, introducing horror films or series of horror films. You also deal in another film, jump subjects a little bit. With waves of crime in your film Crime Wave.
Clap. Everybody clap.
You're drawn often to the seedy underbelly worlds of people's intimate lives. The horror host show Stay Spooky deals with the sexual inadequacies of a certain talk show horror host. In Crime Wave, it deals with
sexual
terrorism, sexual frustration of one of the main characters. Could you describe how you decide to make films on these topics?
Well, I think, that's a good question. Well, for Crime Wave, we had a weekend to make a movie. It was for an Ed Wood. And we try to work with genres. And I thought a really interesting genre to work in would be the erotic superhero thriller. I thought it was kind of like an underexplored genre. And, that was the third and a half movie I made with the same group of people. So I felt comfortable enough with them at this point to kind of get sexy with stuff. And they were all friends and, I knew it wouldn't be weird. But it was cool too, I think that they really got sexy and pushed the envelope, and I guess I was drawn to that because it's kind of you're seeing these people, and I'm not saying my friends are unattractive, but you see these people who are acting so sleazy towards one another, that it's just kind of admirable. It's not like the way you see sex portrayed in other movies where it's very handsome or very beautiful people rubbing on each other for a lot of money. It's people covered in Vaseline and they had to buy the Vaseline themselves,
Wouldn't supply it.
Yeah. And I just thought that was really a beautiful thing. And it's funny.
It's humanizing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You want to do Would You Rather?
We could do Would You Rathers. Alright, let me think of one.
The mom and dad one.
Wait, I know a good one of the past.
Oh no.
Would you rather say thanks to your dad or bench press Hitler?